Hello everyone and welcome to Edusurg Clinics. Today we will discuss an actual problem that was asked on conditional probability in our series on probability. If you have not seen the previous video, please understand that this video is just going to give you the solution to the question. The table that you can see on your screen was discussed in a lot of detail in the part 4 of this series. So do have a look. So what we have already discussed in this series in part 1 and 2, we discussed the very basics. Then we looked at some of the rules of probability like the addition rule, multiplication rule, union, intersection, complement of event. And in the previous video, we saw the joint, marginal and conditional probability, the table-based solving method, which we feel is the easiest of all the methods. So now looking at an actual exam question that has been asked, a health screening camp checks 200 adults. So your population is 200 for diabetes and hypertension. D is diabetes, H is hypertension. So the results are given here. Diabetes and no diabetes, hypertension and no hypertension. Remember that the total population is 200. The questions you have been asked are what is the probability that a person has both diabetes and hypertension? What is the probability that a person has diabetes? Probability of a person having hypertension? What is the probability that a person has hypertension given that they have diabetes? Are diabetes and hypertension independent events? So these are the various questions that you have been asked. So first, let us see how to analyze this question. So you have been given diabetes, yes or no, hypertension, yes or no. There are only two probabilities. And this question is basically based on joint, marginal, and conditional probabilities. How? Let us see. So probability of person having both diabetes and hypertension, this is a joint probability. Diabetes and hypertension separately asked, that is a marginal probability. Probability of a person being hypertensive given that they have diabetes given is a condition, so this is a conditional probability. And the last question is independence of events. So I've given you a hint. Try to solve the question on your own based on the concepts that we discussed in the previous video. You can pause the video here, and once you have solved the question, you can go to the next slide. So we will see all these answers one by one. Just to summarize the previous video, we know that the inner cells are joint probabilities, the margin are marginal, and the conditional probability is based on what is given and what is to be found, right? So solution, the easiest thing is that the question has already given you a table. So the table method is the easiest. We know that if we want to find the joint and marginal probability, we divide all the values by 200, right? So the first question is what is the probability that a person has both diabetes and hypertension? This is what is being asked. Divide everything by 200. So this becomes 1. Your answer is 40 by 200. The next question is marginal probabilities. You have been asked two marginal probabilities. What is the probability a person has diabetes? We know that this is the diabetes row. Hypertension, this is the hypertension row. So your answers are probability of diabetes is 60 by 200 and probability of hypertension is 90 by 200. So again, very easy, and you have solved it just by using the table concept. Now going into conditional probability concept here, the given is that diabetes is already there. So diabetes is already there. You have to find the row. So you are going to use the row, right? So we change the table as per our understanding. And since the patients with diabetes are total 60, your denominator will be 60. So this given condition becomes the denominator. So total one probability will be 60 by 60. So divide everything by 60. And the probability of a person having hypertension, given that the person has diabetes, is 40 by 60. Right? So very easy to solve the first few questions. Last was the independence of events. Now we have already seen the concept that independent events do not change each other's probability. So if P of B is greater than 0, probability of A given B is equal to probability of A. This means that the B does not affect A, and so A is independent, right? Similar for B. Okay. So if this is met, then we know that the events are independent. Another example is probability of A and B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. Again, the events are independent. So we will see in our example how to solve this problem using any one of these formulas. So independent events are not mutually exclusive. We have already seen this. Mutually exclusive events are not independent, provided that the probabilities are not zero. So a null event can be independent as well as mutually exclusive. But for all probabilities greater than zero, mutually exclusive events are not independent. And this independence is not a logical concept, it is a probability based concept. So these are some of the formulas that are asked, okay, and all of them mean that the events are independent. So are diabetes and hypertension independent events? Now let us see. So what is probability of hypertension given diabetes? It is 2 by 3. The answer is 0.667. Probability of hypertension alone is 0.45. You can do these calculations from the table. What this means is that P of H by D is not equal to P of H, and so events are not independent. Again, you can see P of D and H is zero point 0.2 and P of D into P of H is 0.135. Again, they are not similar. So these two events are not independent, right? So the events are not independent, they are dependent on each other. So that provides a solution to the entire question. So this is how you can solve questions of joint marginal conditional probability. And when you are asked independence of events, you can use any of the formulas. But a very simple way to understand is using conditional probability. If the condition B does not affect A, then A and D are independent. Thank you.